Hey guys, Vic here from Theme Park POV. Today I'm back for another review, and today I'm going to be reviewing one of the most surprising roller coasters of my trip that I did earlier this June, Copperhead Strike at Carowinds, located between South and North Carolina on the border. This is a MACK Rides multi-launch coaster, my first real multi-launch coaster by MACK Rides, or my first true MACK Rides roller coaster. I've ridden Cobra's Curse and Slinky Dog Dash here in the state of Florida, and they're mainly family coasters. This is my first real coaster by the manufacturer. They made some really decent launch coasters in Europe, such as Helix at Leesburg, Blue Fire at Europa Park, and Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And also, it has an interesting story before we get into the stats. So, the coaster's themed to this grandma who lives in a barn, and she makes this blueberry jam that constantly gets blue ribbons at the county fair. However, what people don't know is that she secretly uses moonshine, as the name Copperhead Strike plays with the Copperhead stills, which are what is used to make moonshine. And also, it's not based on the snake, the Copperhead, which is pretty common in the area. Well, in North Carolina. Also, NASCAR is invented by people smuggling moonshine in their cars and then try to outrun the police, which is interesting. So, here's the stats. So, the ride has a height of 82 feet. Now, to be honest, it's hard to determine the height because this ride doesn't really have any big airtime hills. It's more low to the ground, and it's mainly focusing on the inversions and hang time. This ride has awesome hang time, probably the best I've ever experienced. But we'll get to that later. It has a top speed of 50 miles per hour, 3,255 feet of track, 5 inversions, and a duration of 2 minutes and 24 seconds. So it's a decently long ride, not too long. Of course, this is a launch coaster, and it isn't as fast as I was expecting. I mean, it is only 50 miles per hour. That's as fast as Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure at Adventure, which I haven't ridden yet, but hopefully I will one day. But let's get into the POV. So, the ride already starts with a bang, as if you've seen the video. You exit the station, go into a JoJo roll, which is basically a hardline roll out of the station. The hang time with this element is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh, as soon as you go into this inversion, you're literally just hanging out of your seat, dangling above the ground. You then go into a right-hand turn into the barn, aka show building, where there's tons of theming. I'm going to be going back a bit because there's tons of theming. There's crates, there's these pipes and copperhead stills, like what I said. They're used to make moonshine. There's moonshine. There's actually chickens in here. Oh, have a closer look. There's actually, there's chickens over there. And then you see the ground, and there's these boys. I don't know what they're supposed to do, but okay. And then something goes wrong, she catches you looking at her moonshine, and then you end up launching out of the station at 50 miles per hour. Or I heard it's maybe 42 miles per hour on the first launch. And yes, the launch is pretty weak. I mean, one of the weaker launches I've ever experienced, but I actually didn't really care. I actually thought it was fun. I really like gradual launches. I do prefer intense launches like Top to Dragster at Cedar Point, which is a hydraulic launch. I think gradual launches are so fun because you start going slow, but then you feel the car gaining more speed. And then you go into probably one of my favorite parts of the ride, which is the first inversion, which is a loop. It's pretty circular, so when you enter it, it's actually pretty forceful. At the top, you get some incredible hang time. I really enjoy that. Just like the JoJo roll, it's an awesome experience like no other. Being hanging out of your seat at the top, dangling. You go into this airtime mode, which is really surprising because it's actually an ejector hill, so you just get flung out of your seat. That's really fun. Then you go to a corkscrew, which I do have to say it's probably one of the weaker elements of the ride. Probably like one of the weaker elements of the ride, as I said. But there's some others that are worse. You go into like these bank turns, like over bank turns maybe. Then you go to like an airtime mode, which is really fun, and then you go into the second launch. What's unique about this launch is that it's actually like an airtime mode, so though you don't get any airtime mode, you get a little, but nothing too like intense. So then you go up into a cutback, which is a really another great hang time moment. Really fun element or inversion. You go into this intense overbank turn, which is really fun, into another circular loop. Though you go a lot faster into this inversion, so it's not really gonna give you a lot of hang time. You go into a diving bank turn or stangle dive. Really like this element. And then you go into these like turns, which are really fun, but are probably one of the weaker parts of the ride. Or I'll say the weakest part of the ride. And then here comes the most surprising part. Near the end, there is another ejector airtime wheel, and oh boy, it's a really fun element. I really like ejector airtime wheels, and this is one of them. And then you hit the brakes. Overall, this is a really good ride. Probably, dare I say, better than Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. Because Top Thrill Dragster, I really enjoy it. I was about to say it was better than Copperhead Strike, but the problem with Top Thrill Dragster is that it's more of a one-trick pony. Like, it's mainly just... Let's just say that it mainly focuses on the really tall height, 420 feet tall, and the intense launch. That's basically it. Like, and yes, it's short. With Copperhead Strike, there's more inversions, and it's not really a one-trick pony. Though, I could say the same with Copperhead Strike because of the hang time. But I guess since it was my first roller coaster with hang time, maybe, I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's freaking fantastic. Like, it's a really great ride. And it's just so surprising. Like, I wasn't expecting much. I was saying, oh, it's a good ride. Like I wasn't expecting this to be, like, fantastic or anything. Also, the queue is really well themed. Like, you're just passing all these, like, signs saying, oh yeah, beware of the copperhead snakes. Like, beware, don't get in. I don't know. Stay out. I don't know. Then you pass, like the sounds of chickens and stuff. And I don't know, like, it has a lot of farm theming, like old southern theming, like rustic objects. You get it. So for Copperhead Strike's final overall score, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. This thing's such a fantastic ride. And yeah, while the launches are weak, I will have to say the hang time really makes up for it, so it's not anything to complain about. This thing is such a great ride. Also, the area where it's in, which has been recently rethemed for the 2019 season, called Blue Ridge Junction, is really well done. Has that classic southern state feel. You got country music playing. And they have a really great country restaurant, which I went to. It's really good. And I think this is a really big win for Carowinds. So hopefully you enjoy this review. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification when notified about a new video. Subscribe to Theme Park Chasers, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon, Theme Park Chasers, and I'll catch you guys next time.